Christmas classics. Gremlins. Gremlins is the name of an American comedy horror film that was released on the 8th of June 1984 in the US, though rather smartly was actually held back for a December release to coincide with Christmas in the United Kingdom. The film was written by Chris Columbus, whose list of writing credits include the original Home Alone and its first sequel, and whose directing credits include Adventures in Babysitting and the first two Harry Potter movies. Gremlins was directed by Joe Dante, whose other credits include Piranha and the Tom Hanks comedy The Burbs. The plot for Gremlins sees young Billy Peltzer being given an unusual Christmas gift by his father in the form of a mogwai, a strange but sweet form of exotic animal. But foolishly ignoring the warnings about what not to do with his new pet, like keeping it away from water and not feeding after midnight, has horrific consequences. The film stars Zach Galligan as Billy, who would reprise the role in Gremlins 2 and whose other credits include the late 80s comedy horror Waxwork, Phoebe Cates as his co-worker and soon-to-be girlfriend Kate. Kate's also appearing in Gremlins 2 and having been seen in the films Drop Dead Fred and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Trivia. Gremlins received some criticism for the level of violence in the film, with Steven Spielberg, who was executive producer, using the controversy on both this and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in the same year to suggest the creation of a PG-13 rating in the US for films that might be too strong for little kids but not excessive enough to warrant an R rating. The film was a massive success, earning over $212 million from a budget of just $11 million. Gremlins was released on VHS in 1984, on DVD in 1997, on Blu-ray in 2009, and on 4K Ultra HD in 2019. The film was novelized by George Gipe in 1984, a book that I still have. Despite the controversy over violence, Gremlins was generally loved by both critics and audiences alike. What I think. I love Gremlins. If you remember in the video that I made last year, Christmas Memories, I talked about an issue of Film Review, a December issue of Film Review that my brother bought at the time, which was promoting the release of Gremlins and Ghostbusters in the United Kingdom. And I had a very potent kind of childhood memory of reading that and seeing those and thinking that, both movies just looked so amazing and so cool, which they were. I actually tracked that film review down this year, I actually found it on eBay and I actually have it now, which is both very cool and an indication of just how much this movie and Ghostbusters means to me. It really is very emblematic of my childhood. Like I said, I did have the novelization. I can't remember when I got it. I probably got it for a birthday or a Christmas present at some point. But I had the novelization, and of course the novelization had photos from the movie in, full color photos from the movie in, and I read that book a lot as a kid. Some point about 1986, I think, I actually got Gremlins on video for a birthday present, I think, from a local video shop, though for some strange reason it didn't have a cover on it. I don't know what that was about. And again, it was just one of those childhood movies that I just watched endlessly. I had it on VHS, I bought it on DVD, I bought it on Blu-ray, and I have seen it just oodles of times. I've heard, I've heard some people, some foolish people, claiming Gremlins isn't a Christmas movie. Seriously? It's like the most Christmas movie there ever was. To me, this movie sums up Christmas. It really does. There is no movie more Christmassy than Gremlins. I'm sorry, I said it. And I love it. It's a brilliant comedy horror. It's got a lovely cast, great sense of humor. The Gremlins are unbelievably amazing to this day. They look so fantastic, so much better than crappy, fake-looking, freaking CGI, as would no doubt be used nowadays. It's just a beautiful, timeless movie classic. just one of those movies that will always be very dear to me and I will always hold very close to my heart. I give Gremlins a full-on A+.